Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Shutterfly. If you're like us, you take a lot of pictures because you have a camera right in your hand all the time. How would you not take a lot of pictures? And we're taking all these pictures, more than we've ever taken in the history of the world.
What are you going to do with them all?
That's the thing. You used to get a solid picture, and then you'd look through them, and you could enjoy them. Now they're like back on your camera roll. You can't even find them. You don't want that. That's why the cool thing you need to do, and what I did, and I think it's pretty cool, is create a Shutterfly photo book.
Oh.
What I did, and you're going to enjoy this, Jimmy, because I haven't showed this to you yet, but took all of our pictures from being on tour this year.
Oh.
All live show pictures, us backstage, us on stage, doing all that stuff, and like some of the, just the venues and things, and made a little photo book out of that. Also, they have free 24-hour designer service as well. With their 24-hour designer service, a professional designer is going to lay out the book for you for free in just a day. Make something that means something with Shutterfly. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with promo code SMALLTOWN. See site for promotional details.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
This week, live from Nashville, we look at the affluent town of Bellevue, Idaho, where typical family problems led to not-so-typical family murders. Welcome to Small Town Murder Live!
Thank you so much. Oh, fuck. We love this shit. Holy shit. Thank you.
Shit.
Wow. Thank you so much, Nashville.
Yes.
Oh, man. Hospitality in the South, we fucking love it. Thank you so much. Coming out to Small Town Murder Live. Oh, man, you guys are the best. Thank you for being here.
Big shouts to Jesse and Drew for making this show possible.
Yes, thank you to everybody here at the club.
A few of you recognize that and don't know why. Here's why you recognize it. James is fucking stoned thanks to those two.
And it's because of them.
And that's fucking great.
A better show for you because of that. Trust me. Every single time. Well, we had an interesting one,
I'll tell you why it's great.
We've been working hard just for me to get stoned. You don't understand. It's so difficult. Jimmy, tell him the indignity you suffered doing this.
I wandered up and down your Broadway, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
I wandered up and down that joint because I figured there's tons of people here. Somebody's got weed from a James. No, nobody's got weed from a James. So I asked so many bartenders, who's holding, how do I get weed? And they all looked at me and were like, not that white guy. Don't sell weed to that white guy.
Weren't very helpful, we'll say.
So then I did the most racist thing I've ever done. And I found a lone teenager who happened to be black. And
when we say teenager, we're talking like 14,
14.
not 17. 14.
Absolutely 14 years old.
100%.
And he is leaning against one of your do not park here places, counting money. And I said, you, sir, are counting money for a bad purpose. And I said, what are you holding? And he goes, nah, man, I like to play the tops. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And he goes, what do you need?
Yeah, he knew then. He knew.
And I said, I like to get a little bit of weed. And he said, I know a man. I said, I know you know a man. Show me where he is. He says he's around back. So I went around Dierks Bentley's fucking place, and there was that same little 14-year-old digging in his nuts for his bag of weed. To which he pulls out a giant sack of weed and goes, you got baggies? I was like, you're the drug dealer, man. Fuck are you talking about? He goes, hold out your hands. And I trick-or-treated a black kid.
Out of his ball bag. Right out of his ball bag.
For $30 worth of weed. And then I called James and I go, you're not going to believe this shit.
And then I smoked it and it's fucking terrible. Awful weed.
So he smoked weed out of a child's underwear, and here we are.
So if you get anything out of a child's underwear, it's not good at all. Let's just say that. Nothing is good in a child's underwear. You don't want any of that.
Stay out of a kid's drawers.
Do that. Thank you for coming so much.
Unbelievable.
This is amazing. We're going to get started. We have to do the disclaimer for a reason. Well, first of all,
don't boo it yet.
No, don't boo yet. First of all, we're going to release this as an episode, so we have to do it that way. This is coming out tomorrow, this episode. So that's cool. So shout it out. Let them hear how good Nashville is. And second of all, because there's always people who drag other people who've never heard this shit, and they're going to be fucking horrified if we don't say this. So there's a couple of reasons.
Who are they?
Who are the people here? There's some virgins over there. Yeah, not a lot of them. Damn, some mostly hardcore. But see here, a few.
Fucking amazing.
This is a comedy show. It's a comedy show. We do say horrible shit.
We do.
We talk about murder and dismemberment, possibly, and all sorts of horrible things.
Yeah.
And we're going to make jokes about it.
We will.
We absolutely are. But here's what we do here.
Right.
We try not to make jokes at the expense of the victims or the victims' families because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags. Exactly.
That's true.
So, that said, you're all in the car, too.
Yeah.
We're on the way to the liquor store.
Yeah.
If the tiny Korean woman's brains should end up on the Marlboros and the cheap vodka behind the counter, you're all just as responsible as we are.
Fucking guilty.
Enjoy.
Right.
That said, I think there's only one more thing to do, guys. One more thing. I know what you're thinking. Shut up and give me murder! Oh, fuck, I love it. Oh, man. You guys are making me not want to fucking go home after all. All right, let's do
that's
this.
how Hitler started.
I think so. It's scary.
Yeah.
Let's go on a trip, Jimmy. What do you say?
I'm on the road.
We know we're packed up.
Can we go the fuck back home yet?
We're going home tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're definitely on the road. We're going all the way to Idaho.
Okay.
That's a far one.
Yeah.
All the way to Bellevue, Idaho, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
There's a picture of the sign.
Lovely.
Something about sawtooths on the sign. So right there, you know, it's there's downtown Bellevue.
Yeah.
So you got that
Thriving.
going. It's booming metropolis. It is right there.
That was a Dakota. He didn't even have a Dodge Ram. That's depressing.
That's the whole town right here.
Holy shit.
And a thing here. It's as we can. There's that is their their mayor and their wife. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Digging
Hurry
out
up.
of some shit. That was taken last week. So just to give you an updated version of what we're doing here. As we can see, it is right here. It's right in the middle of the pan, so no fucking excuses. No panhandle. Not even. That is a dick-looking county, though, I will say.
It is.
Dick and balls.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when you drew that out, somebody in the meeting had to go, come on, guys, can we shave the head off at least so it's not so...
Bet you can buy a lot of weed down there.
Yeah, you
That's
probably
what
can. It's like an 8-bit Sega Genesis pixelated cock. That's what it looks like. And balls, for that matter.
Japanese porn dick.
That's
all right.
Japanese porn. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes to Boise, as we can see here.
Yeah.
About 4 hours to Salt Lake City, and in the middle of fucking nowhere, as we can tell. Nothing there whatsoever. It's in Blaine County, so get excited about that. I know you are. We've all been dying to go there. Elevation's almost 5,200 feet.
Okay.
So this is basically like, mile high. This is Denver, height. So
You're lightheaded and shit.
lack of oxygen might be a reason for some of the behavior we encounter. I'm not sure. It's possible. It is here's Bald Mountain, which I don't know. It's covered in trees. I don't know why it's Bald Mountain,
But the top has nothing.
That's true.
It's kind of like me. Like
the hairy back and a bald
I got
top.
an unbelievable beard on my shoulder.
That's good.
So
It's growing well. You have like a Jufro on your
right
shoulders.
on my
It's
back.
excellent.
Get it.
You look like Welcome Back Kotter.
I look like a young Fred Savage on my back. That's what it looks like.
87 Fred
Right.
Savage. When you really
Little
gotta
Monsters,
go.
Fred Savage. That's
Wow.
killing
Not
it.
even Wonder Years. I like it. So, zip code 83313. It doesn't matter if I got that wrong.
No.
I don't give a shit, but whatever.
I don't think they're sending anything there.
They're like, no, that's not the zip code. Area code 208. It is 1.51 square miles, all on land, not a fucking drop of water as we saw there. Nothing. No one has a puddle in their yard
Right.
big enough to measure. Nothing at all. Motto, would you like a potato?
Yeah,
Because we have potatoes.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the town seal, actually, right there. It's a loaded baked potato. I'm kidding. It's not that. It's actually tater tots. They're much more proud of that. It's pure. There's nothing else in it to clog it up. No sour cream or bacon that doesn't come from the area. Actually, let's see here. They have an actual town motto.
I love
and it is
that.
built on a vision, hard work, resourcefulness, and family. Just cover it all. Just built on everything. Hard work.
But somebody came back and was like, don't forget family. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't forget about that.
Somebody sit down and go, look, everybody list the qualities of this town, okay? They all had a list of 300
Right.
things, and they whittled it down to 3,
Right.
and then they're like, fuck, and they couldn't agree.
Right.
So now it's 4.
And family.
Put that on there. The county motto also. I love the competing town and county
Fucking
mottos.
best.
Get your shit together. Everybody have the same fucking motto here.
In the same fucking team.
Yes.
Right.
Play on the same team. County motto, at the heart of central Idaho's great outdoors, we also have potatoes. Seriously, can we get you a potato, maybe some fries?
Don't forget,
something.
y'all, we got families too. So
And family. This place was founded by prospectors.
Yeah.
So it was founded by drunks and thieves that were looking for whores. That's what it was founded by. Prostitutes and horrible people and robbers.
Right.
It's basically Deadwood. If you've seen Deadwood. You haven't seen
No.
Deadwood, I know for a fact. Or
I've
The
heard it's
Wire, or
fantastic.
any other fucking show that I beg you to watch. You won't see it. I understand that. That's fine. Other people have.
I'm trying so hard.
Yeah. It was in 1862. It was like a mining town boom. It was like Tombstone or any of those towns. Silver was a big deal there. The first permanent settlers, because those are transients, the miners. They go wherever shit is.
Wherever they
basically.
find shit.
They literally hear like, I heard over the hill.
It's a good point.
3 guys found a nugget and they pick all their shit up and move. Like
Everybody go now. Right.
It's at the same time, so that's what happened there, basically. The first permanent settlers were farmers, because they actually settled down. That's not a transient. They're like, I heard they got zucchini over the hill, and you run with all your oxen that way. Like, that's never
I've
happened.
heard there's Idaho golds over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, shit. Maybe that's what it was. Basically here, that brought in all the mining and everything brought in a large influx, a lot of immigrants, a lot of Irish, Welsh, German, and Chinese, obviously,
Of
too.
course,
Yeah, they wanted, they had,
You still like cheap labor.
yeah, that's what I mean. I
don't
was
care
gonna say.
what. Right.
And they're small. You can push them down in the mines like we've talked about. You got to convince them that you can fit. It's fine.
Right. The Irish are charging how much? Get Wang over here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do. What are we talking about?
He'll do it for nothing. And freedom. We'll call it freedom.
We'll call it
Right.
freedom. But cover the mine. Don't let them out at all. Call it whatever you want. But make
Do
sure to put the
whatever
lid
you
on.
want down there, Wang. Anything.
All right, Wang. So, these towns, Bellevue, Haley, they grew out of this. There was gold, and then silver became their main deal, and lead. Some people were like, "Fuck it, we'll take any goddamn metal that comes out of the ground." whether it's worth shit or not. I don't care. Let's do it. So they took in lead. They took in everything. This was like the fastest growing area for a while,
Sure.
and then it moved, like in Tombstone too.
Right.
We've all seen Tombstone. We're like, that's going to be the biggest San Francisco next
Very
year.
cosmopolitan.
Very cosmopolitan, exactly. So, and just as sophisticated too.
Until a gunfight erupts. That's great.
That's a great fucking movie. Moving on. So, the first electric lights came in here by the Philadelphia Mining Company in 1883.
Okay.
So people were like, oh, there's lights now. That's
Yeah.
something. That's just like, what the hell town was that? Sunbury?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania was
Right.
the same thing. This was like the next year. They
Got
were
it.
like, all right. Then it just spread everywhere.
Took a
Nobody
year
cares.
for that shit to get to Idaho.
Have you been to Idaho,
That's a
Jimmy? It
good
takes
point,
way
yeah.
longer for shit to get there
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And we have the internet.
They just found out about Seinfeld. They
I was
did.
going to
like
say,
last
they're like,
week.
you hear that Nirvana album? That's good. I bet that Kurt Cobain fella's going to make so
Gonna
many
be
good
a
albums.
hero.
He is the next Bob Dylan. He's still going to be a star 30 years from now.
Speaks to my flannel wearing soul.
Exactly. So they put it in the Blaine County Courthouse. This was taken 3 weeks ago.
Right.
This right here. It's doing very well. The mining was a big deal then, and also when the mining started to go, there were still some farmers, and then they started bringing in sheep. Sheep became the main economic driving force.
Really?
This is a town built on sheep. I just said that. What the fuck is going on here in this town? By 1900, more than 2 million sheep had been raised here. Like 8,000 people had been through there, and 2 million sheep. So shit is backwards.
Then they got like a golden S with like 1 billion,
Yeah,
2 billion served. They're just counting them like McDonald's.
Like the guy who erases the sign in the movies. He's like, oh, I can't keep up with these goddamn sheep. Slow down with the sheep. My chalk ran out. Oh, damn it, Jesus. So between 1910 and 1920, more than 1 million head of sheep were brought through the area, making Ketchum, which is right nearby. This was like the largest sheep shipping center in the United States at the time, outside of a couple of big cities on the east and west coast. The construction of the Sun Valley Resort started in 1936. This is the Sun Valley Resort.
Jesus Christ.
So this is basically The Shining.
Yeah.
I assume. I don't know. That's how I would feel about it if it was me. It's
Like
a little
the-
frightening.
The courtyard and the check-in station doesn't match the double-wide
no.
interior
No.
of the rest of that shit.
Not at all.
This shit looks fantastic,
Yeah.
and then they're like, fucking wood the rest of it because
panel it up.
we're over budget on the pond.
Well, it was probably aluminum siding till the early 90s, so I don't feel bad. But this, when they built this, then rich people started to come here. This became like when Vegas first started, rich people would go there. This was like the Aspen of its time type of deal.
All
They'd
right.
come, there's a lot of skiing, there's mountains, like we said, Bald Mountain, so
Yeah.
they'd come and stay at this resort, and it was like, it was a status thing.
Yeah.
We're going to Bellevue, Idaho, or
Yeah.
Ketchum Resort, Sun Valley, wherever the fuck it
Hate
is.
those people.
Exactly, me too. So it became a huge deal for skiers, the whole deal. But they just made up a name. They started calling this area Sun Valley because they brought in a marketing guy and said, "How can we get dumb rich people to spend all their fucking money here? Like, we got to call it something that'll make their dumber, richer friends back home jealous when they go back." And they're like, "How about Sun Valley?" And they're like,
Sounds great.
"It's Idaho." We're
Yeah.
not- Sun isn't really what we're known for. How about the Potato Basin? No.
Beautiful.
Nah, that didn't work. No Potato Basin. Sun Valley. So they called it that. And then they hired, like they did in Vegas, they would hire a couple celebrities to come up and get a picture of them on skis. That's in a magazine. And then people go, "Oh, that's where the celebrities
Right.
go." And then you get dumb rich people
Right.
who aren't famous
Got it.
doing that shit.
Maybe we'll see Sonny Bono die. Let's go
Exactly,
there.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
We want to see him die, damn it. This is the tree he wrapped himself around right
Oh,
here.
fuck.
It's beautiful.
Put a plaque on it and everything.
You could-
We mined that lead out of Bald Mountain, and now we've got a
You can
permanent memory.
You can see the imprint of his earmuff hair that he had over his ears.
If you look close
It's
enough, you
bad.
can see half his mustache
It's
still
there.
embedded.
It's still there. It's petrified. We're keeping it for future generations.
We're working on a Jurassic Park to clone him.
So it's in the Wood River Valley, which is like near 18 miles away from the Sun Valley. It's in Ketchum, the Sun Valley Resort. It was explored first by a fur trader in 1824 named Alexander Ross.
Jesus.
Look at this fucker. He looks like fucking Vigo from Ghostbusters
He does.
2. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Fuck yeah. Go.
Boom. That's
Go back. There you go. Bingo.
It's the same fucking guy.
Holy
I'm
shit.
sorry.
If that
Amazing,
painting
right?
oozes, I'm running.
That's what I'm saying, man. Fucking
Holy
look at that shit. Look at it. It's insane.
It's
It's
perfect.
the same guy. It's like him a little more tired, older.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm tired of terrorizing museums. Fuck this.
Jesus.
I'm going to retire to Idaho.
Looks like they painted that in the middle of like a very angry blowjob. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Jesus.
I don't like this at all.
Right. Stop dragging your teeth.
Stop it.
He
This
looks
just-
like he's buying weed off a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Was that in your ball bag? No.
Hold out my hands. What?
Jimmy bought dirt weed from a teenager's nutsack. That is amazing. Thank you,
That is
Jimmy.
illegal
That's a
on
good
so
friend
many
right there.
levels. But
That's a good friend,
I
man.
did it for
I
you.
gotta say, thank you. This just made me think of Ghostbusters too.
yes. They're
Or any
amazing.
Ghostbusters. By the way, if we were the Ghostbusters, you would have to be the Aykroyd. I'm sorry, because A, I'm more sarcastic than
Right.
you, and B, you would take a blowjob from a ghost. I know you fucking would. I know you would. I could see it right now. You'd be like, it was a ghost, but I mean, is that really? That's
Listen,
not bad.
She didn't drag her teeth. It was wonderful.
He'd be like, fuck it, me too. I didn't ask for it. Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. Jesus Christ.
That's my favorite part of this whole tour so far. Just so you know, that was amazing.
This is what I do at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Jim, you'd have like
What?
arguments with yourself.
Yeah.
Would he or would he not
I would.
take
That's
a
what I
Hummer
do.
from a ghost?
He has no idea what I'm
Right.
doing, so I'm like, how can I surprise the shit out of him in a live show? It's great. So it settled the town. Bellevue settled and chartered in 1882 for this whole deal. It's a mile-wide stretch of land that they're like, just as we saw between the mountains, they're like, well, that looks useless. Just slap some town there. People who can work at the fucking resort, basically.
Sure.
The bunch of mines here they had at the time, Keystone, Antelope, Big Camas, the Phoenix Mine, the Paymaster Mine. Why are you going anywhere else? One is called the Paymaster.
That's the one.
Go to that one
Fuck
first.
Phoenix.
Yeah, try that first.
Antelope? No, thank
No,
you.
I don't
I got
want
one called
antelope.
Paymaster.
Master.
I'm in.
Silver Tide. That sounds like a whole fucking wave of
That's a
silver.
lot.
That sounds wonderful there. They also they noticed that the soil is good for fruit growing up there too. So it was like they figured it out. Between like 1890s, there was a big crash in the silver market, and basically that kind of ruined the town for a while. And it kind of dipped until the resort was built.
Got it.
Yeah, they pretty much fucked that over here. We have they did have 2 newspapers by 1880, so that's something. Once you
2
have
of them?
2 newspapers, I
Okay.
assume, fighting and
Yeah.
for salacious stories.
They got a
and shit
Fox
like
and a
that.
CNN in a town. That's awesome.
That's what it
I
is.
like
Yeah. They also it was the county seat of Logan County at the time. They carved a bit out of it for of Blaine County and made that. Then they had a huge. This is amazing. They had a huge fire in the business district in 1905. So many of our towns are destroyed by a fire at one point in time. It's always 1905. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
it is about people were just morons in 1905. Because this guy, this is lack of oxygen. It has to be from the elevation. A bartender from a place called Seymour's Saloon.
Yeah.
This asshole was investigating a possible gas leak
Jesus.
with a lit match
Oh, for fuck's sake.
and burned the fucking town to the ground. Why? I smell gas. What the? That is panhandle behavior.
It
I'm
is,
sorry.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Bugs
Jesus.
Bunny has saved more lives
That was-
than...
Yeah.
even I know. You don't...
No
get
one,
a
yeah.
flashlight, dipshit.
That's insane. No, well, it's the whatever it was there, but this is ridiculous to investigate it. In 1957, the town was blown up pretty much. There was a giant 8 tons of dynamite and 56 rounds of artillery shells accidentally detonated
What the fuck?
on the edge of town. Accidentally detonated. Just what is? Oh shit! There's a lot of dynamite. Boom! What the fuck is going on?
Bugs Bunny, really, everything is after this town.
Is this town.
This is fucking amazing.
It
Did
broke-
the Coyote and the Roadrunner live here?
I
Is that
believe-
what it is?
I believe the Coyote was the first mayor of the town. It was originally run by the Acme Corp. That's what happened. Every window in town broke from this. It shattered every window in town. Can you imagine getting yelled at for that shit?
Oh, my God.
I broke a window with a baseball when I was like 9. I never heard the end of it. It was like a $40 window. This
Not
is
every town's
every
window.
fucking window in town here. They had in 1971 a huge Woodstock knockoff concert, the Wood River Rock Festival.
Jesus.
They even had the word wood in there, and they're like, maybe we can fool them. They're stoned, them hippies. They'll come up here. They don't know the fucking difference. We'll tell them potatoes get you high. They don't know.
What year was it?
1971.
Oh, so just after.
They just heard about it from 69
Took
in Idaho.
2 years to get there. They're in mud,
shit.
playing music, shitting on each other. Shit, we got all that.
You shit on yourself all over the place.
Get Janice's ass over here.
Where she was dead by then.
They didn't know yet.
No, that's true. It took 2 years. Thank you. Good call.
They probably still don't know.
Oh, God. We're becoming like some weird fucking brother act.
Bizarre. It really is.
I gotta be honest with you. So they had this in Slaughterhouse Gulch, which is that's right. Sounds festive, doesn't it? That's where you want to have a festival. It was plagued by bad sound equipment, freezing cold weather, because it's fucking Idaho.
Right.
Inadequate facilities. They had like no bathroom, so they were shitting all over each other. Hardly anybody showed up to shit on each other. And what happened was what they called a plague of grasshoppers came through.
Yes.
So
yes.
You're sitting in a field, freezing cold, covered in your own shit, and then here come the grasshoppers. Holy fuck.
And they stick to you.
Yeah. They're sticking to the shit.
Can't tell if it's corn, grasshoppers, or fuck. Jesus. All right. Sorry. That was gross.
There is some weird information that I found on this town that I've never found such detailed information, but it's so stupid I feel I have to share it with you. We'll call these all the Sahara Desert fart facts of the week here.
My favorite.
This is... Local farmer Dave Markham lost his llama named Dagwood to mountain lions in 1998. So we have that happening. So I don't know why anybody needed to tell the press about that. His name, D-A-G, write it down. Guy's like, yeah, whatever, Dagwood.
Did you say you had a llama, sir? Is that what you said? Is that
He got eaten by mountain lions. That D-A, write it down. Dagwood. City
How
folk.
are you still living here?
Yeah.
That's my next question. Do you have children, and are you raising them near said mountain lions?
I had children.
Right.
Did I tell you about Dagwood?
Fuck.
Another farmer named Bill Sherbine was named Idaho Barley Grower of the Year in 2004 and received $500 as a reward and a trip to the Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado.
How insulting.
So, good for him.
To be Barley Grower of the Year and then go to the place that allows you to see how they do it for free. Congratulations.
That's right.
But I got to try the new recipe of Blue Moon.
I got to do
Have
it.
you tried it? It tastes like shit. That's what it is.
Tastes like
Fuck
shit.
you, Coors.
Yeah. I'll
Garbage
second that. So,
ass beer.
our show today is sponsored by Miller. No, it's not at all.
Brought to you by Miller Lite.
It's actually not. It's actually. Don't give them credit. It's not. It's not. Those fuckers can buy an ad if they want one. So anyway. Not that Podcast One would sell them one, you cocksuckers. So moving on.
God damn it. I love you people.
I know, you're the best. In 2009, they've always had some corruption problems, we'll call it.
Yeah.
They had some issues with public officials starting in 2009. Their city clerk, Lacey Ann Lowmiller, was, woo. There she is. She's here, too.
Oh.
Her name's Lacey.
She did not cheer for government or clerks. She cheered for all those in the party of Lacey. That's what she
Anyone
cheered
named
for.
Lacey. Well, Lacey was sentenced to 180 days in jail. So, yeah, Lacey. after being convicted of embezzling almost $14,000 from the city.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not that big of a city that would be embezzling $14,000 from. That's the least of their concerns, though. Their former mayor, John Anderson, here, we'll look at him here.
All right.
Looks like a nice guy, right?
Right.
Yeah, let's find out about him.
All right.
He was mayor for 5 years before resigning. A bug just flew on my shit. Before resigning in shame in 2010 after he was arrested for drunken driving in Lincoln County for the second time.
Yeah.
His first year of being mayor, he was also arrested, 2005.
Is that that's his work desk? Is that a bottle of vodka?
That's what it looks like. It's a bottle of Tito's on his desk is what it fucking looks like.
Jesus.
Yeah, it should be because he's always drunk. He said he resigned because of family and health issues, but he also, in 2011, pleaded guilty to a charge of felony driving under the influence. He was really fucking hammered, and he could face at this point up to 10 years in prison.
Sweet Christ!
Because of 2 previous DUI convictions. So this is number 3 for him. That's not the worst of it. Then in 2012, he committed a murder-suicide. Shooting his wife Linda Vaughn with a shotgun before putting it in his own mouth and blowing his fucking brains out.
Oh my God.
So yeah, there he is.
Sweet.
Not great.
He was like rattling off the things that Idaho has, and then he got to the ping and he was like, but fuck my family. You know,
Boom. Done. I don't like them. His vote was for only 3 things, to be honest.
Why do we have to enjoy family? I'm gonna fucking end them all.
Notable people in this town. We have a guy named Walt Doan.
All right.
Who looks like a fucking mutant. Look at this guy. Looks like a circus freak or some shit. I don't know what the hell is wrong with his eyes.
He looks like if he closed his collar, his head would disappear.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like a half of a circumcision. Looks like they just filleted the foreskin and laid it back.
I have a confession to make. I am actually a penis. I'm very sorry. Somehow this penis played professional baseball in 1909 and 1910.
He looks thrilled about it.
He does.
Yeah.
He looks like a drip, this guy. He played for the Cleveland Naps. He pitched 22.7 innings and posted a 5.56 earned run average. So he's shitty as he looks.
Because they all look like they're about to take one?
I think so.
Jesus Christ.
We have Caitlin Farrington, who is an Olympic gold medalist in women's half-pipe snowboarding in Sochi in 2014. Okay. She's also from here. She's smiling because she never has to go back to Idaho now. I can go anywhere.
I've had my last potato, y'all.
So this place here, in 1930, they had 375 people. And in 1970, they had 537 people. Slow growth. Yeah. Right now, 2,300 people in this town. So not a lot of people. Like $14,000 is a lot of money to steal from 2,300 people.
For sure.
That's plenty. Population's up 81% since 1990.
Wow.
When people just started fleeing the East Coast like crazy. As I'm sure if you're from Nashville, you've had a lot of people with New York accents invade you in the last 30 years or so. As you know, my father moved to North Carolina. We don't belong here. They come here anyway. You don't want us here. We don't understand what's going on. It's very awkward.
But your land is cheap, so we'll be here.
We'll be here. That's right, goddammit. Median age in this town is 31 and a half, which is 6 years younger than the normal.
Okay.
More males than females, which there's some outdoor work, and that's why.
Got it.
Anytime you're going to get anything like that, you're going to get more males, you're going to get younger people like that. Married population, though, is higher than the average, which is weird. It's 58%, which is very strange. So it's not a real town to go swinging. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or...
single, no
unless
children.
You're into that shit.
Unless you're into single, no children, average is about 10%. Okay. We have to make note of that.
Holy shit.
I have never seen that before.
A man was just carried out of here unconscious.
He was not in good shape. So,
please tell me that man is okay.
He's actually the subject of our show today.
Right. He's not.
He was killed by a person in this room, and we're all going to find out who. Surprise, it's not a podcast, it's a murder mystery. You're all going to get 12 sheets of paper, and they'll be serving you in courses.
I'm horrified.
I am horrified. All right. I'm glad that happened before the story
I've
started.
never seen a waitress in tears in a comedy club. They have seen some shit.
And they've seen comics with their dicks out.
They have.
Plenty.
They have, definitely.
That is not good.
There is no more tears, motherfuckers. We are going to continue this
Could
shit.
you just play Enter Sandman again and we'll start over? Just kidding. Don't actually. It's like 8 minutes long. We'll be here forever. So
I'm going to pay that man's copay. That's what
All
I'm
right.
going to do, and we're going to move on. Let's
lucky
go.
part is we don't have any jokes in the next couple minutes.
Nothing.
So that's
Good.
It's all
Facts.
info. We'll get back on track and before we get to the dick jokes, which would be awkward.
I've seen bouncers beat a man unconscious outside after he started a fight with
We've
somebody.
seen Mike Epps' crew make people unconscious and have to be
Mike
dragged
Epps'
out.
crew beat a man half to death
It happened.
with
It
a
was on-
table.
It was on TMZ. It was
Yeah.
really fucking in our home club. It was very, very bad on New Year's Eve for really no reason too, which was the
nothing.
oddest thing. Yeah. All right, let's do this. I keep looking at this door. If they bring him in through here, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I want to see him walk back in
Yeah.
here and be like, I'm fine. Fuck it.
Take a
Let's
bow.
go. Somebody get me a shot.
I'm just a narcoleptic. It's cool,
Yeah.
and then be.
I was
Maybe
just
that's
a smidge sleepy.
He was a narcoleptic.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Like we said, not a lot of. There's less than 4% of the people are not married, and have no goddamn kids.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to be unattached with somebody unattached, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. Single with children though, double the amount.
Really?
So yeah, there's a lot of divorce here. Also, higher divorce rate,
Jesus.
higher widowed rate, which is strange for a young town. Very
Yeah.
very odd. Race of this town, if we're shocking, it's only 59% white.
Wow.
In Idaho. Yeah, crazy. No black people, though. Don't
No,
think that's
no,
who's
no.
there.
Don't go.
0.12% black.
None.
No black people whatsoever. 0.65% Asian. They're still in the mine.
Yeah.
They're either happy there's no Asians
Right.
or wooing for the few Asians they have. Either one. I'm not sure which. I hope they like Asians, let's
That was
say.
interesting.
Because we are in Tennessee and we don't want to start an anti-anything rally. We don't want to be responsible for that shit at all. So, Hispanic, though, 39%.
Yes.
A lot of Hispanic
Yeah,
people
that
here.
makes sense.
That's pretty much all there is white and Hispanic.
Yeah.
That's all. Less. Holy shit. That's a lot for Idaho.
How many is that? He tried to do the
Are
math.
you kidding me? Goddamn.
That's a lot of
That's
brown.
about 800 Hispanic people if we're going to talk. That's 40%. So anyway, or 40%. So only about 28% of the people are religious, which is under the 50% usual. I thought we had an update here. I saw someone walking. I'm like,
You okay?
she's going to update us.
Okay.
9.73% Catholic,
Right,
Hispanic.
yeah,
so there
yeah.
you got there. Almost 11% Mormon.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that makes
That's a
sense.
lot.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, anywhere
So
there's
close.
snow,
Yeah, yeah.
they'll be hiding in the snow.
And it's so close to Salt Lake.
And it's only 4 hours away. They're going to invade there
Yeah.
first.
I'm shocked that it's only 11%. They're going to fuck their way to majority in a minute.
No
for
problem.
Sure.
So I looked for, because you always say they're very white and they'll blend into the snow.
Yeah,
That's why they do
yeah.
it. So I Googled Mormon in the snow. And I found probably the greatest picture I've ever found on the internet. This fucking guy. A bare-assed white man chopping ice for some reason. Thigh deep in frozen water. I don't know why.
He's trying to blend in.
He's standing out, I think. He stood out on the internet as the craziest shit I've ever seen.
I did not say Mormons are smart. That's not what I said.
2 girls, 1 cup isn't as fucked up as this. I'm sorry. That is weird as fuck. 0.0% Jewish, obviously. They're
For sure.
like, I don't think so.
No.
No, thank you. We're good, thanks, on the snow and the guy with the axe. Thank you very much. 0.0% Islam. They just aren't aware that it's there yet. They'll get there eventually. 58% of the people here are Democrat, 38% Republican, about 3% almost independent, which is actually higher than normal. But it's Idaho. I feel like they have some sort of independent spirit up there.
Yeah.
They're chopping ice ass
That's
deep
as
in frozen
independent
water.
as it gets.
That's independent. Yeah, they're all like a bunch of Dan Cummins, I feel like, up there, which is great.
He was digging
Which
for
we love.
He was digging for Bernie's votes. That's what he was doing.
They're in here somewhere.
I feel the burn. It's not even cold.
That's Jill Stein. Let me put that aside. Never mind. So unemployment rate here is low because there's a lot of jobs in the outdoors and things like that. So if you want to work, there's places to work. Also the resorts and shit. Gotcha. So ski lodges, you'll find a place to work. It's only about 2.5% unemployment rate here. Very, very low. A lot of job growth in the future because they're expanding so much with everything. Household income here, median household income is about $45,000, which is about $9,000 under the national average. This is a town of haves and have-nots. There are very wealthy neighborhoods, and then there are the people who work for those very wealthy people. That's it in this town. There is no middle class.
I like how you said where the white people and where the Mexican people live. That's
very
clever.
Pretty much what's going on there.
That's very nice.
If we're being honest. Way more, that's pretty much, and that ties into our story too, which is
all right,
odd.
very good.
Cost of living, we say overall 100 is par, average, even. Here it's 118. Okay. So a little high for Idaho, I would say, to live there. Everything's about normal except for housing, which is 148. Very expensive.
Holy shit.
Yes. Median home cost here, $274,233, which is, it's Idaho, man. Like, come on, Jesus.
That made the people of Nashville wince. That was fascinating.
Fuck that.
200 and a sweet Pete. That was a lot.
I'll tell you what, out of that one, boy. That was no thank you. 274, that is high. Like, your negotiating play should be, this house is in Idaho, right?
Right.
Like, you're not moving it somewhere better for me, right? That's not happening.
This town burned down recently,
Did you know
and
that?
this house is made of wood. No.
Shit could explode at any minute. Everyone's got gas. Someone's got a match. I don't trust this fucking
You know
place.
how many militias are up here? This is bullshit.
It's going to happen. And if we've convinced you need to be in Idaho, the only thing for you to be is there.
Yeah.
We have for you the Bellevue, Idaho Real Estate Report. Let's get to it. Oh, yes. Your average 2-bedroom apartment here goes for $963. Okay. I found a little beauty here. For sale by owner. There that is. Yeah.
Jesus.
No real estate agent would take that shit on. They're like, I don't think so.
We're not making enough to chip off some fucking... Really? We're going to pay somebody for that?
No. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 500 square feet. You know it's small because there isn't even room for the fucking refrigerator in the house. That shit is outside.
Fuck commission.
Yeah, that is, here's the inside of it. Little slice of heaven there. Ooh. I don't know I like the green carpeting. That's a plus. Yeah. That's very nice. The kitchen, they put the chairs up to make it bigger.
Yeah.
It'll look bigger if we take them off the floor. Quick, snap it. That bedroom is in the kitchen. That is not a bedroom. I don't know what that fucking animal is that's hanging up. But I'm frightened to find out.
The headboard is just the wall. That's
it.
Weird.
No door. This is $77,000 for that. Comes with an air conditioner, though, so congratulations.
Of course it does.
And there's the bathroom. I assume you shit into this or that. I'm not positive. They need a Phillips, Oklahoma Home Depot bucket is all I know.
That's like a 25-gallon hot water feeder.
Is that what that is?
Ridiculous.
You shit in the hot water heater? How does that work?
I guess so.
Apparently so. $77,000 for that slice of heaven. Next, I found a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, a little more, put together house. Yeah. It's cute here. 1,032 square feet. It's got a nice little backyard.
Jesus.
Looks like an office complex place where you smoke outside, have coffee breaks and shit. There's the inside of it.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the only source of heat. I hope that's to be kind of old-fashioned there.
Yeah.
There is the one of the 2 bedrooms there.
Oh boy.
$315,000 for that. It comes with that shed too, though. $315,000 for that fucking thing.
Holy fuck.
I'm not sure if it comes with the antlers, but it comes with the shed. I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out all night.
It looks like somebody saw Angry Birds and tried to make one. Fucking ridiculous.
I killed this thing. I think it's an Angry Bird.
You can shoot it at your neighbors if they're loud.
It's got to be worth something.
Meanwhile, their garage is made of Miller Lite cans. Jesus.
Oh my God, $315,000 for that bad boy.
That's ridiculous.
Next we have
Now you're talking.
A 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath, 3,900 square feet. Look at this. That's all beautiful. It's like a walk through the forest there. Look at that. That's fucking nice. Right up against the mountain. That's gorgeous. Nice house there.
All right.
That's for you, Jimmy.
Oh, man.
They decorate after.
Yeah.
Jimmy wouldn't even have to fucking change the wallpaper.
Calm down. You barely have a football
I was going to
team.
say.
Fucking relax.
You just got here. You're still the fucking Oilers. Relax.
When your Oilers win again, give me a call.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I have a Warren Moon jersey to prove that shit.
By the way, I crashed his Hall of Fame inductance party at the Hall of Fame about, 10 years ago or whatever with Bed Puddle. And Warren Moon is the nicest man ever.
Except when he's beating the shit out of his wife. Is that why? Yes, he was arrested multiple times for domestic violence.
He's nice to a very small white man at his acceptance party.
Just don't cheat on him.
Right.
So, anyway,
I didn't suck anybody's dick behind his back.
I wouldn't think so. So this house here is $715,000. So, pony up. There's your bathroom there.
What happens when you're a winner?
Yeah. Things to do. Blaine County hosts a thing called Wagon Days every year. And that's what that looks like. Wagon. Hi.
Was that? Go back. James, is that the llama on his legs? That's awesome.
Dagwood. It's Dagwood. This place here, Jesus. Imagine how much cow shit's in the street there.
Oh, my God.
Or horse shit. I don't know what the fuck this lady's doing exactly. I can't imagine, but...
That horse is working overtime.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That made me happy, that picture, so I had to put it in there. Also, the Trailing of the Sheep Festival, which everybody just follows all the sheep, and they let them go through town. Sheep shit up to your knees in this town. Look at this, just walking them through the streets. This is a festival. This is fun to these fucking people. You gotta be shitting me. They're shitting everything, those fucking things. Also, the Sun Valley Harvest Festival and the Sun Valley for the Arts Wine Auction are big things to do here. Crime rate, what we're interested in.
Yes.
The crime rate. Property crime. Yeah. Property crime, represented by this fella here, I'd say. You knew what I was talking about. Fuck you.
Party City Googling motherfucker.
Yeah. Robber with loot sack. That's what comes up, in case you're wondering. You know what I'm fucking saying, though, don't you? About 20% less than normal here. Violent crime, represented by this gentleman right here.
Fuck your family.
About a third lower than normal here in this town. So it's kind of a safe, rich kind of a town for the most part. So, perfect timing, because we're about to get into the murder part of this. Let's talk about some people who had some problems in this town, we'll say. We have, let's talk about Diane and Alan Johnson. Okay? Nice couple. Married in the early 1980s. Here's a picture of them feeding each other wedding cake in the early 80s here. Friends say they're great people. They're a beloved couple. We've had these people before. And it's never works out well.
Right.
Whenever it's the beloved couple that everybody says like hosts the parties and all that, it never works out. Someone always dies. It's every fucking time. These people are no exception. Friends say they're the greatest couple in the world. The community looks up to them. They do charity shit. Alan is like the pillar of the community, this guy, which is weird because he owns a landscaping company. He's not like the mayor or like, anything like that. Or doesn't own the big hotel or something like that. But he'll trim the shit out of your bushes, and they respect that shit.
And he's very nice about it.
They respect it. They respect how little he pays those Mexicans that work for him. They're like, God damn it, you did a good job, Alan. None of them pay. So that's what they do. They say Diane was the best friend you could ever have. That's what everybody says about them. Alan is partial owner of the landscaping business, half owner here. They're the nicest people besides the slave driving, as we mentioned. Here's another picture of them. He wears a bolo tie. It's Idaho. I feel like that's part of the uniform. They're very, very much into family. They love family.
And family.
And family.
Right.
That's that part. They were the ones who put that on the end of the thing there, I feel like. Now, there's some disputed things here. They have a son. We'll say Diane has a son in 1981 named Matt. Now, they just pretend like he's Alan's kid, but he's not Alan's kid. So that's an issue. That's Alan with Matt. He treats him like his son. They don't ever, but like the family knows that's not his son. They got married after after Matt was born.
Yeah.
And Matt does not belong to Alan. So that's like a known thing in the family, but kind of that's the only place unless you do the wedding math.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So that causes some issues, as we'll find out later on. But they're all about the baby when he's born.
Yeah.
They're all about family. There's Alan shooting with Matt, showing him how to use a gun at a way too young a fucking age.
Yeah.
I would say
That's fucking weird.
he can't even hold it himself. That's too young. I get it. You want to teach your kids, whatever. There's Diane with Matt doing blowing out birthday cake, candles. That's very nice. They continue their family in 1987. They have a daughter named Sarah Marie, who's, like I said, about 6 years younger than Matt. She is more of an outgoing type, we'll say. Matt is introverted. He's quiet.
Yeah.
He's very kind of keeps to himself, and she is just out there.
Yeah.
She's got a big personality, and she imposes it on everybody. But that's like, what you want. You want your daughter to be forceful like that and get herself out there in the world. Your daughter.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
My daughter. Jesus
Your
Christ.
daughter's got bodies on her. I'm convinced of it. She'll touch it.
Straight gangster.
She'll
7
cut
years
you.
old. 7 years old throwing gang signs. It's crazy.
She keeps a straight razor in
What
her
does she
shoe.
call me, James? What does she call me?
Jimmy Whisman.
That's right.
What
she calls me by my real fucking name.
He'll say, Presley, do this, and she'll go, no, Jimmy Whisman. I'm like, you fucking serious? First and last name? Damn.
And I go, all right, I'll do it. I got you. I understand.
Brutal.
Thug life.
She's got that already on her.
For sure. She wrote it in crayon. It's gangster.
She's very outgoing, Sarah Marie, though. She likes sports a lot, that sort of thing. The couple is very sociable. They're the kind of the center of the town's social activities. There's not a lot of people there. So the people of their, ilk, they have a good amount of money. They live in a big house with a big guest house out back. They do very well for themselves. So they're kind of the leader of the social circle here. They trust they host all the parties, which, like I said, I don't trust at all. If you want to have people in your house, I don't trust you. You're up to something. I'm sorry.
Come over, James. See how great me and my wife are.
Yeah,
we're not.
Go fuck yourself. I don't think so.
We're so great.
We're not,
Come have some of our potatoes.
Yeah, I don't want your potatoes.
We're so
at all.
nice.
No. They put together trap shooting excursions.
I swear, it's my son.
Wink, wink.
Come by.
DAG. No, that's a llama. Never mind. So they put together trap shooting excursions. Yes, I don't know either, so I had to look that up. Sorry, I don't know shit. We don't know anything about
skeet shooting, I think.
I think that's a trap.
Yeah, skeet shooting. Yeah.
And that's people trap
there
shooting.
It is.
Right there. So it's basically...
How many black people in that picture?
It's just a lot of white... This guy's about to join them. He's just about to... He's late. He has to dig himself out, and then he'll be right at the trap shooting venue.
You son of a bitch.
Come on now. So, you take me for it. Yeah. So Sarah, though, is kind of the apple of their eye, maybe because she belongs to both of them, possibly.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's it. I'm not sure. But they dote on her big time.
Okay.
And it's weird because she demands the attention, and the son really, if you don't give it to him, he's fine with it. He's very passive. So he's not real upset about it, or at least he doesn't show it outwardly.
Got it.
But she takes the attention from her parents, which, that's just some kids are different. Yeah. And it's weird, too, because if you have one kid one way, the other kid's always the other way.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's always an opposite.
This is the same in my house. It's basically exactly the same. My son is like,
leave me the
care
fuck
about
alone.
me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
I'm playing games.
And my daughter's like, you don't care about me? I'll fucking make a scene. Yeah. God damn it.
So this is young Sarah as a toddler. Very hard to get toddler pictures of this person. So, but there's her as a toddler. By the 90s, 2000s, the family's growing up. Obviously, Matt is he remains very quiet. He's very gentle. He's just keeps to himself. He's an introvert. Sarah she's very smart in school as she gets older. She's very active. She's in the debate club. She's babysits. She's good with kids.
Right.
Like people, she's like the neighborhood babysitter. They bring it over for whatever you pay, $3 an hour back then or some shit.
Whatever
you can
you
have as
rob
many
them for,
popsicles
right.
as you want, or whatever the fuck the deal is. You
Just don't fuck your boyfriend on my sofa.
That's it right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So she does that. She plays basketball. She plays volleyball, that sort of thing. Her brother they start to feel like her brother's a little bit jealous as he gets older, but he doesn't take it out on her. Yeah. They get along very well as a brother sister, despite their age difference too. Because it's hard when you have age difference in your siblings. Yeah. Like your sister's pretty close to you in age, right?
Yeah. We're 2 years apart.
Like 2 years apart.
2 years apart, 4 days apart, and that means that 9 months before. If you have a sibling that's close to your birthday, do the 9-month deduction and figure out what's close to there. And do you know what happens on my dad's birthday? Not fucking anal. That's what happens on my dad's birthday.
But she's much more gregarious. She's much more out there. But her brother's nice to her. She plays basketball. There's a picture of her on the basketball team as she's growing older. On the debate team, they're a nice family. There's them at a younger time. I feel like that has to be like just came from church or some shit, or maybe that's what they trap shoot in. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I dig his fashion sense.
He's
I like
got
the
quite
way Dad dresses.
Sense. It is. That's top notch.
I would rock that for sure.
He dresses like Randy Travis. This fucking guy.
He dresses like my dad or my grandfather and me whenever I don't want pictures taken. That's how I dress.
Jesus Christ. So by 2003, Sarah's 16 years old. Matt is 22. He's in college. He doesn't live at home. He lives by the college, which is about an hour away.
All right.
So he's out of the house, but he still comes home. It's an hour away. So if you go to college an hour away from your house, you're gonna do a lot of laundry.
Yeah.
You're gonna come home and eat a decent meal.
Right.
You're gonna be home a lot, basically. She's 16, so she obviously still lives at home. Okay. She starts dating a boy at this point, a guy named Bruno Santos. Okay. This is him right here. That is they went, oh shit, he's Mexican. Yeah. Yes, he is. They were not okay with this. That's a mugshot, honestly. For everybody listening on the recording, they didn't boo it. It's actually a mugshot of
his
him.
hairline is amazing. Yeah. I'm so jealous of that hair.
He could recede for 4 years and you would never notice.
He'd still be killing me, that motherfucker.
Fucking killing it, man. Problem is he is 19 years old, number one. Parents don't like that a lot. She's 16, he's 19. His immigration status is dubious at best.
Oh, boy.
That's a problem. And he's also a high school dropout who's a known drug dealer from the poor side of town.
Strike 3, motherfucker.
Strike 1, 2, 3, and 4 for this fucking family. They're not okay with this. This is what he looks like. Parents saw him more like this, basically. That's what they saw him as. A pile of cocaine and a fucking machine gun. Ready to go. Either that or this.
Yeah.
Either is that or El Guapo. One of the two. Yes, it's the three amigos, in case you didn't know. Picture of them, just to let you know. But that's what they see. But me, I just keep hearing as I'm reading the story, all I see is Bruno, 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 and all I see is that. So it's way fucking different for everybody. It's like a choose your own adventure. You can just pick which the character is, and that's him. So.
Sacha Baron Cohen is the shit. You guys amazing.
Oh shit. So he becomes
my favorite thing he ever did was when he was as Borat. When he goes, my favorite sexual position is dog style, where men stand like this and dogs stand like.
That's so great, isn't it? Oh Christ!
So fucking great.
I like Borat way too much. That is literally like my favorite character ever.
Good.
So obviously this Bruno Santos becomes the source of much debate in the family, we'll call it, for everybody. Like in the house with the parents, relatives, they're all talking about it. Like, can you believe Sarah's dating that Mexican who sells cocaine over on the wrong side of the tracks? Like, they are not okay with this shit.
They've got so many nicknames for him.
Oh,
They've
God.
called him Pablo. They've called him Juan.
Yeah.
They have so many different nicknames.
Tony Montana, El Guapo. Yeah,
for sure.
Like, just from the pictures, we know that. So, the whole thing, they have one of her friends here, a girl named Syringa. What the fuck kind of name is Syringa, first of all? Syringa Stark.
Spell that.
Syringa. Syringa. Anybody else think of a different way to say that shit? Exactly.
I was just making sure that shit was pronounced properly.
Syringe.
Fucking Yahtzee. Yeah. Moving on.
Parents were weird as fuck. They attended that festival back in the day. Family first. So she's one of Sarah's friends. Yeah. She says about this relationship, quote, I felt she could do a lot better.
Well...
He was a high school dropout and was selling drugs, and she was from a nice family. It just didn't seem like it was right. So I think I said it exactly like she said it, by the way.
When a girl named Syringa thinks your boyfriend's a piece of shit...
Listen, she knows. Yeah. She knows. So one night after volleyball practice, she takes Sarah takes her newly acquired engagement ring out of her bag to show her friends at 16 years old. So not good. The family is not fucking happy, obviously, about this. They have late summer of in 2003. This is late August. There's a family wedding at the house. It is not between Sarah and Bruno, thankfully. Cousins are getting married. These assholes, they host all the parties. Yeah. You can have the wedding at our house. Assholes. I don't trust them at all. Type of people like, if you need a bathing suit, you can borrow mine. No. I don't want your bathing suit. Your balls have been in them. I don't want them.
I'll smoke the weed out of them.
Yes.
But you bring...
Thank you. Thank you. Fuck, I was hoping he'd say that. That's awesome. Read my fucking mind.
Unbelievable.
So, there's Bruno. There's the family wedding. Giant watermelon on that signifies big party.
There is rum in that, for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so in this fucking house. So, Sarah Johnson... Through this whole wedding, lots of family over. She's described as, quote, kind of pouty the whole time. She's pissy. She's pissy because her parents wouldn't let her invite her boyfriend, who she wanted to invite. She asked her parents if Bruno could come, and they said fuck no. Obviously, they don't want her anywhere near him. They're not going to get her around booze and like open rooms, and they'll be porking in the fucking laundry room. We can't have that. So
you sell my friends cocaine. Get your fucking boyfriend out of here. Right.
Nobody wants to see that. It's very uncomfortable when our friends are here and their cocaine dealers are in the same room. We try to keep our world separate. So she goes to her brother Matt for advice of, basically complaining. Mom and Dad said I can't have Bruno over. So Matt said, quote, I told her it was kind of inappropriate for her to ask our parents. She knew that they didn't like him and that she was with him, and he told her, quote, it needs to stop. Yeah. She said, you got to not be with this guy. Right. He's 19 years old. There's no future for you there, blah, blah, blah. So this just escalates over the next week between mainly Diane and Sarah. Okay. Alan is the peacekeeper here, the father. He just wants them not to fight like you would if your daughter and your wife were trying to kill each other, basically. Of course. So they're constantly fighting. They're constantly yelling at each other. They would scream at each other, like huge. And this is the first time this has ever happened, where they are that kind of adversarial, where they're screaming at each other in the home. They look very mild, these people, but apparently they'll scream at the drop of a fucking hat. So, they would do that. Matt ended up saying that, quote, her and my mom didn't get along. It was fairly rocky, constant fighting, bickering back and forth, and my dad always had to play mediator. Yeah. So Alan is always in the middle of this shit. At one point, this escalates into a physical confrontation between the mother and daughter here. They get in a big argument. Diane slaps Sarah. Mother slaps the daughter. Yeah. And rather than the daughter being like, oh, my God, like in an 80s movie, like, I can't believe you did that, she attacks the mother back.
Because it's too late. Right.
It's where they're past that point.
Should have done that shit when she was 4, and maybe this wouldn't be here. Right.
You're going to go home and talk to your wife about that right now? Slap our daughter in the fucking face.
She's 7. It's overdue. Fucking punch her. Knock one out. Knock one out.
Paintbrush her. She's cute as fuck, too. You could not paintbrush her. She's too cute.
She'll paintbrush me by now.
She'll get you back, too. She'll just poison you in your sleep.
She will.
So... She would.
She'll piss in my bullet at home. She'll piss in my bourbon and be like, drink that, fuckface.
You're holding yourself like a dick.
I know. I don't know how women pee. I have no idea.
He's like, she's pissing in my bourbon. So... So tensions are mounting. There's the Labor Day weekend. This comes to a big head when they find out. Sarah says on a Friday night, I'm staying over at my friend's house. Yeah. They find out she's really staying over at Bruno's house.
Still a friend.
Parents are not happy, obviously, about this. Dad said, fuck this, I'm going to get her. Which,
oh, no.
Shit, yeah.
This is a skeet shooting guy.
Yeah, they have relatives there for the weekend. The kids' uncles, the wife's Diane's brother and sister, and her husband. So they're there also. This father takes the brother-in-law with him there, her uncle, Sarah's uncle, and says, "Let's go over to this fucking house and get my daughter." So they're going over there to retrieve her, which is awesome. They said when they got there, first of all, I would assume it would look like that.
Right.
If you're going to retrieve it. That's how that would be me.
Right.
Anyway, actually I'm Italian. It would look like this. Who we bullshit. It's more like it, yeah. More accurate. Anyway. So.
You love how much how your chest looks. You really are impressed.
I'm impressed. I worked hard on that, Jimmy. What do you want from me? It's a lot of push-ups.
I like it.
So, so they go in, they basically bust down the fucking door, say, "Give me my daughter back here." The uncle says about Alan, quote, "He was completely disgusted, as anyone would be when they found out their kid is doing something stupid."
Yeah.
So I don't blame him. They go over there to the Balmoral housing projects where Bruno lives with his mother.
Yeah.
They're from this like wealthy neighborhood in the hills. They're like, "We're going to the projects to kick a door down and take my daughter back from a Mexican. Come on." So Alan picks her up. Yeah. We'll say he tells Stantos or Bruno to stay the fuck away from his daughter. Yeah. Obviously, even threatens to report him to the police for having sex with a 16-year-old girl, which is still illegal in Idaho. Barely, I'm sure. Right. So it's Idaho. I'm not
if
sure.
The Mormons have anything to say.
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, married off is different, Jimmy. So. Look at that, totally different.
You son of a bitch.
You know how that works. So they find out when they get home, she's complaining, "How can you do this? We're engaged." Right. So now they're like, "What the fuck? You're engaged now?" First you're over there, the parents. Now they're really freaking out. They said that this whole weekend went crazy because she's engaged. She's basically going to be grounded for being engaged.
For sure.
You can't do that at all there. She's supposed to stay home the whole weekend. She stays home the whole weekend. They take her car keys away from her. They don't let her go out, which is so funny. You can't get any more adult and child than being grounded for getting engaged. Like, that's so insane. 16 is the only age where you can get grounded for being engaged. Right. It's so fucking weird. It's just 12 that wouldn't even be grounded. Just be like, what?
The fuck is wrong with you?
No. 16, you're like, God damn it, no. So they get there. The rest of the family, they carry on. They have plans that weekend because they have relatives in from out of town. They go to an antique market thing. They go to a few. They go antiquing basically, and she refused to get out of the car. Sarah, they made her come with. Imagine just looking out the window, pissy in the back seat the whole time. She wouldn't get out of the car. Right. She said, "I'm fine here. Like, you can make me get in the car, but I'm not getting out."
Right.
That sort of shit. Just all that kind of shit. She was grounded to the house. She spent most of the time in the guest house that weekend because she didn't want to be by her parents. They have a guest house that they rent out to a man named Mel Spiegel, but he's out of town for the weekend, so she is using the guest house for her own stupidity.
The white privilege just overflows.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Can you imagine having a whole house to run to when you're a teenager and you're mad at your
Fuck
parents?
you guys, I'm going out to the other house.
Yeah.
What the fuck are
Can
you talking
imagine
about?
that? Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's amazing.
If I said that shit, it was a tough shed out back where we kept our dirt bikes and quads. They were like, "Enjoy the scorpions, fuckface."
Yeah, enjoy, dickhead. Yeah. Oh shit. She seems angry about this whole thing. She's pissy, obviously, the whole time. Yeah. Arms crossed, sullen teenager asshole the whole weekend. At one point, she asks her mother if she can borrow the key to the family gun safe. Mother says, "I don't think so, but they're a trap-shooting, kind of outdoorsy kind of family. This is considered like, oh, well, she's back on track. She wants to play with the guns again. At least it's not a..." That's how they're looking at it. That's good. At least it's better than a Mexican guy who's 19 years old. That's how they're looking at it. The mother didn't even think twice. She just said, ask your father. He's got the key. Didn't fucking think about it. No problem. So after that, the house seemed calm for the rest of the weekend. She kind of settled down. Like I said, she stayed in the room by her, or in the house by herself. Right. She said she was doing homework all weekend. So she's in and out of the guest house, the whole deal. They said she never carried any books out there, although she said she did homework constantly. Right. So I don't know what the hell she was doing out there, basically. Here's the house, main house, and then she's in the guest house over here.
Holy shit.
That's their property, man. That's why they're like, pissed off at any deviation from their plans, basically. They are a planned
I want
people.
that to be the parents' bedroom right there, where they can look out and see the light on all night, and they're like, what is that bitch doing?
What's she
How
doing?
dare she?
What's happening now?
She better be studying.
I know it is.
Right.
So brother said at this point, he's away at college. He said Sarah kept calling him all weekend to bitch about the parents, and the parents would call the bitch to him about Sarah. So now this kid's in the middle of the mother and the daughter complaining about each other. They said when they punished Sarah this weekend, she got mad the first day and then was just fine with it afterwards, which the brother said was super not like Sarah. Yeah. He described her literally, said she was like Veruca from fucking... That's what she said. He's like, that's how you could best describe Sarah, is her, from Willy Wonka here. So, very much out of character for her to just accept punishment. That doesn't work like that. So there was a weird thing. That night, on the Sunday night, they kept going back and forth with this whole thing about the mother calling him, the sister calling him. Anyway, moving on. Matt said he didn't like the way a comment sounded from Sarah, and he was going to call his mother back to say, hey, you should go talk to Sarah. But then he said, it's too late. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah.
So... 6:20 a.m. the next morning.
Oh, boy.
Sarah is running down the street screaming to her neighbors, somebody call 911, somebody call 911, somebody just shot my father.
Oh, my God.
Okay? She's screaming and yelling. She burst into a neighbor's house. They obviously call 911. Right. I've heard the 911 call. Sarah's screaming hysterically in the background. Jesus. The neighbor's like, I think there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you're that for you. It's 6:20 in the morning. You just woke up. You're looking at a beautiful view of the mountain.
Right.
You're sipping your fight. It's like a Folgers commercial.
Right.
You're and then
it's like a 911 operator's day in Idaho.
And then a teenager bursts in your door screaming and yelling, and you have to call 911. Freaked her the fuck out. So this ends up happening. Sarah says that she heard a gunshot in her from her parents' bedroom, that side of the house. Yeah. She said she ran over there, went to knock on the bedroom door, and then heard another gunshot and ran out of the house screaming. Okay, so that's her story here.
I don't like the story, but go on.
That's what she says for now.
Yeah.
So it'll change. Okay. The sheriff's deputy was a friend of the family, and he had to be the one to discover the families. He was a good friend to Alan's. This was not okay for anybody. Okay. They first thought, just upon coming upon the scene, it was a murder-suicide, a la the mayor, basically. But this is before the mayor.
Maybe he's got DUIs and shit.
Let's check his record. Right. Is he up for 10 in the prison? Is he going away for a dime? No, all right. So,
do you have a bid on him? Right, go on.
But literally, they all knew them so well that they were like, there's no way that's what fucking happened. They're like, we know them. They have had no history of problems, no even hint of domestic violence or alcoholism or anything around that would suggest that. The sheriff, the county sheriff here, Walt Felming, it's a terrible name. It should be Fleming, I feel like. It's Femling, which is even worse.
Way worse.
Yeah. Femling said it was the most disturbing crime scene he'd ever seen. He said, quote, Jesus Christ, I won't show a picture of this, don't worry. He said, quote, there was blood and hair on the carpet. It was on the ceiling. It was on the walls. There was part of a skull cap in the hallway. You have shocked OJ. That is fucked up. That's some shit when you shock OJ.
Have a skull cap in the hallway.
In the hallway, which I have pictures of, but I will not show you.
Thank Christ.
That is disgusting. I will show you some crime scene pictures, but not of skull caps in the hallway. Don't worry. So the shower was running. Alan's body was wet. based on they had wet, bloody footprints and blood spatters. It looks like Alan stepped out of the shower and was shot and managed to walk toward the bedroom. This is the master bathroom shower, and managed to walk toward the bedroom and then collapse in there, where Diane was in the bed bleeding to death from being shot through the comforter.
Oh, my God.
So it was bad. We'll get into crime scene. There's the house. And buckle up. A couple of these are a little weird.
Okay.
There is the bedroom. You can see like kind of blood spatter on the wall up there as it shot up there. There is the another one there of the bloody footprint. There's the bloody footprint in the bathroom, which is pretty bad. There's another one. That's pretty gross.
Jesus.
That's bad stuff. You guys are troopers. Jesus. I mean, since you saw all that, for a reward, here's a puppy and a chicken. So. Just in case. Have that. If you don't like chickens, there's 3 puppies.
All right.
There's no better mouthwash than 3 puppies, man. Look at that. Look how cute they are. That's a sorbet for the soul right there, man. It's beautiful.
I was about to turn my head. I thought he was showing us a body.
No. And now back to horrible shit. So there's a hole in the comforter. That's what Diane was shot through right there. There is the hallway. It's bloody. There is a knife that has nothing to do with the crime, but for some reason was found on a nearby bed. There's a shell casing from it's a rifle that that was used in the thing. Here is Broken Jesus that they really had a bunch of pictures of, very symbolic or something.
They were pretty pissed about that. Y'all, we got one picture of the shell casing, but y'all look how much they broke up this Jesus.
I'm telling you, it's fucking bad, man.
Right at the hips. This is bullshit.
And here's a baby penguin, in case that was bad for us. So. Thank you for stepping on that. Appreciate it. Fucking dick. There is the rifle that was found. It's a .264 Winchester Magnum rifle that's found on the other side of the house. That's when they realize it's definitely not a murder-suicide. So they don't think Alan shot himself, walked across the house, placed it down, walked back without leaving a blood trail, and then collapsed in the bedroom. That's a far-fetched theory of the crime, I would say, at that point. They found a bullet box there that bullets came from that he used. So the cops are all there. They call it a double homicide at this point and lock this shit down. Locking everything down. And as they're doing that, they go out in the street. They're like, let's get tape around the whole neighborhood. Let's do this. As they're doing that, they see a garbage truck driving away down the street, and their garbage had just been picked up. Detective goes, fuck that shit. Get that garbage can back here, too. Some lucky asshole's going to dive into it and pick through that entire thing till you find these people's garbage.
You mean somebody who has 3 months on the force is going to dive into that shit?
I love on Law and Order to be like Lenny Briscoe's picking through the dumpsters. No. Lenny Briscoe's going, I'm too old for this shit. I'm not picking through shit. I was in Dirty Dancing. You think I'm picking through a fucking dumpster? No. Ain't happening. I was there when Crazy Goat Joe Gallo got shot. I'm not doing this shit. So, it's a really deep cut for you. So,
who just got a badge? Put him in that shit.
So, they recover shell casings out of the garbage, bullets, the left hand of a set of gloves, of which they found the right hand of in Diane's car. It was a set that she usually kept in her car. The left hand of that glove and a right latex glove that was worn on a right hand also, and they found the other pair of that upstairs in the house. Also a blood-spattered pink bathrobe they found in there, which I don't think Alan was wearing either.
No.
So it's murder-suicide is really,
for sure,
that's not a theory. They also found a pregnancy test in there as well. So I don't think that was Alan's either, let's just say. Yes. They also found their keys, which is weird, in the garbage. The keys to the guest house. Also, the magazine of a 9mm handgun wrapped in a bandana, and 2 of the shells that fit the rifle in the pocket of the bathrobe. Okay, is what they find there. They test for DNA, but it's going to be a while before that comes in because it's earlier time. And so they talk
Idaho.
Like it's in Idaho. First thing they do is talk to Sarah, see if they can narrow it down. Like, hey, where's that fucking boyfriend of yours that they were just over kicking his door and threatening and wants to marry you? Let's have a chat with him first. Plus, wink, wink, sort of Mexican-y. So we're going to have to talk to him. It is Idaho now.
Right. You know the guy that has the same name as my Rottweiler?
Yeah,
Let's
that
have a
guy.
chat with that guy.
So, yeah, they're like, where is he? He's off somewhere. I don't know. That's what they're picturing he's doing, I imagine.
Would you say they have a plethora of questions for him?
Thank you. So they wonder if Sarah, they don't know, they're like wondering if Sarah knew about it or if this was revenge for being threatened by the father and uncle. They just think that Sarah's in danger too now. So they're, they don't know whatever. So they want to hide Sarah. Matt comes home. He comes home just in time to see the morgue vehicle parked in his backyard, wheeling his parents out. He said that, quote, I kind of freaked out. Sarah was running down the road toward me, and the first thing she said was, they think I did it, they think I did it. So he said, no, there's no way they think you. What are you talking about? You didn't kill mom and dad. What the fuck, basically? What is that about? And Sarah said that they also thought you did it to the brother, but I told...
No, bitch, I didn't have shit to do with this.
Here.
Fuck are you talking about?
But she is such an asshole, she told him, don't worry, I told them you loved Alan like a real father. Like, yeah. She's like, don't worry. I made sure to tell him
that shit. Calm down.
Make sure to tell him you're not the real kid, and that might be an issue, and that they like me better. But I said there's no way you still kill. You still loved Alan. It's fine. She is fucking said there's no way he could do it. Don't worry about it. Wow.
Nah, bitch. Shh. Stop talking.
So. Now Sarah, out of nowhere, is the first time she mentions that there was somebody prowling around the house at 2 a.m. the night before. Now she says that Alan and Diane had gotten out of bed, mom and dad, to see if everything was clear. Matt says that's not true. The father, he's a white rich guy. He would have called the police. He said literally, or he would have. This is what the son said, not me. Or he would have let the dogs out of the kennel to quote do their job.
My man.
I guess so. And he also said my mother wouldn't have gotten out of bed. My father said, you stay here. I'm going to get the skeet shooting gun and the dogs, and I'll call the cops on the way down. So
I'm going to grab the Winchester, baby. You keep sleeping. Everything going to be fine.
All right. If you hear a gunshot, go back to sleep. So as they removed the bodies from the house, they noticed that Sarah was staring at it the whole time. She wasn't like looking away. She wasn't putting her hands over her eyes crying. They thought that was an odd reaction for a 16-year-old.
Staring at the body?
Staring at their bodies of their parents being removed and put in the morgue.
Super weird.
I don't know how the fuck you react to that, though, man.
Really?
That's a crazy... I don't know how people react. People react crazy ways when they're in shock and when they're scared and when they're freaked out. I don't know if that would be like, that's the last time I'm going to see my parents. I'm gonna watch it go to the... I have no idea.
It's
but
weird, though.
They're suspicious. Femling said, quote, there's something going on here. I mean, most 16-year-olds would be hiding. They would not want to sit there on a fence and watch their parents come out in a body bag. No way. Which, that's the normal way to look at it. Yeah. They also thought that her grief wasn't quite genuine. She seemed preoccupied at the time. She was talking about she had a hair appointment later in the day, which... She was going to get her nails done, too. Like,
now it's weird.
Do I still go to my hair appointment? Right. They're like, I don't think so. Probably not. So, I don't know what they keep popping up. So also, after this, the next day she goes to volleyball practice, which is also strange.
Now it's a bit much.
Her friend Shantae said about volley, it's better than Syringa. She said... She came to my side and she said, find Bruno and tell him I love him no matter what happens. And when she said that, it was just this awful feeling and my heart sank and I thought, oh no, I think she did it. So she started to get suspicious of her, but the police are mainly scared for her, not of her. They're scared that she's going to be kidnapped, or they're scared that Bruno's coming for her, the whole deal. They're scared still at the crime scene when they're processing it. They think that. So they decide to send a team out to look for Bruno. Okay? So they're going to send a team out to look for Bruno. As it's being put together, he shows up at the crime scene. So they're like, okay, never mind. Disband. He's right here.
We've been looking for you, sir.
They say, stick around for a minute if you would. That's not bad.
Johnson, Teddy, Fred, come here. Go look for Bruno. Hey, how are you, sir? Never mind.
So Bruno,
Right.
when you're selling the cocaine, they get a warrant for his DNA, that sort of thing. They want to match it to the gloves and anything they could find. They figure out that the gun used belongs to Mel Spiegel, the tenant in the guest house.
Okay.
It's his gun, so they want to find him, obviously, since it's his gun. They find out the fingerprints there's fingerprints on the rifle that match no one here. They don't match Spiegel, they don't match Sarah, they don't match Bruno, they don't match the parents, they don't match anybody here. Okay. Those are the only fingerprints on the gun. So they want to know what happened to Spiegel. Spiegel has been away. He's been in Boise, which, as we know, is 2 hours and 10 minutes away. Why the fuck do you think I tell you this shit? It matters. Stats are important, goddammit. So that's right. Details are important.
He researches for a goddamn reason, goddammit.
So you're embarrassing me. So yeah. She talks to the police. She said she woke up around 6:15, heard the parents' shower running, continued to lie there. Now she tells them she heard 2 gunshots. The first story was, I heard one, I knocked, I heard another.
Right.
Now she says, I was lying in bed still, I heard 2 gunshots, ran to the door, which was closed, and she said she didn't open the door, but she instead called to her mother. Nobody answered. Ran down the street screaming for help.
Weird.
Completely different fucking story. And also she says the door was closed, which is a big deal, considering there's blood spatter out into the hallway.
And a skull cap.
What
the fuck?
In the hallway, which is an issue. So her story is all fucked up. It keeps changing around. Now she says that a couple days later, she says the parents' door was slightly open. Other times she says it was closed completely. Sometimes she said it was all the way open. This is like every time they talk to her, it's a different story.
Right. That door is moving like a motherfucker.
Yeah, she can't. She can't keep track, but
it's like the AC's bad, and somebody
just keeps knocking it back and forth. They said, based on the evidence in the hallway, that both her door, which is across from her parents' room, and the parents' door were both open because of the blood. Okay. So at least when it was shot. She also admits the pink robe in the garbage can belongs to her, but she has no idea why it's covered in blood and ended up in the trash. No clue about that. So, yeah.
Oh, she's a terrible liar.
Well, let's find out how good of a liar she is.
Okay.
Literally, the first time they asked her about the robe, they said, what about this robe? Is it yours? And she said, I didn't kill my parents. That was the first thing she fucking said to them. Which is not a great response at that point. They thought that was a bit strange.
Yeah.
A bit of an odd one. She said she thought the killer was probably a maid who was fired recently for stealing. Oh. So either way, whether it's my boyfriend or a maid, it's a fucking Mexican. Yeah. I'll tell you that much right now. It's definitely a Mexican. We know that for a fact, is what she's telling him.
This is long before The Help came out. This is crazy.
Huge. They keep the kids, Matt and Sarah, for their own safety because they don't know if this is like somebody like somebody like a rival that wants to kill him for business or is killing their family, or maybe he owes, who the fuck knows. Yeah. So they keep Matt and Sarah in the county jail at night to keep them safe, to keep them under police watch there, I guess. They didn't ever heard. It's kind of like on The Wire when they try to send Wallace down to Maryland. And then they want to put him up in a hotel room, and they don't, and they end up shooting him, and he can't testify against Avon, and then what the fuck happens? So, yeah, watch The fucking Wire.
I was riveted, and then you were like, and then on The Wire, and I was like, I have no fucking idea where we're at.
I don't know what we're saying now.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, Matt also said that he didn't, after the first... After the first interaction, he didn't want to ask his sister about it anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, he didn't want to fucking know the answer. The police want some answers, though, because they find out at this point that the father, Alan, has a $600,000 life insurance policy, and the mother has an $80,000 policy, and they're both payable right down the middle, 50-50 to both siblings.
Okay.
So they want to talk to everybody here and make sure what's going on here. They, like I said, they collect DNA from everybody. They're waiting for that to come in. All the fingerprints are unidentified. She also has a bruise on her right shoulder from like recoil of a gun. But she says, I may be right-handed, but I'm also ambidextrous, and I shoot with my left hand. So that's not from that. She goes, because I write with this hand, I spike a volleyball with this hand, and I shoot with my left. So you guys are crazy.
Yeah, but the problem
Bad
is
liar.
that it says Winchester down your fucking shoulder.
Tattooed in there. So After all this, after they...
bitch.
It's fucking unbelievable. After they get out of jail here for the couple days where they're trying to figure out what's going on, she goes to live with the aunt and uncle who were there the weekend before, the ones who, that weekend, the Labor Day, the one who went with the father to the apartment there.
Got it.
Basically. They end up excluding the housekeeper from any DNA or anything else, and she has an alibi and all that, so they know. They had to ask, I guess.
Yeah.
She also, at this point, denies that she's engaged to Bruno, to the police, but then all of her friends say that she was bragging about her engagement ring. And then the ones before that said she was bragging about shopping for engagement rings. She's really been into this engagement shit here. She even asked her grandmother to try to find her boyfriend to tell him she loved him, shit like that. Very weird behavior from her. They end up clearing Bruno first of the DNA because they had his first. She continues weird behavior. She said to her, when she was with her aunt and uncle, she said to her volleyball friend that she couldn't call her because she was under surveillance, and just to find Bruno and tell him that she loves him. That's all she would tell everybody, is find Bruno, tell him I love him. She's mad at her brother at this point. She goes to volleyball practice and bitches and says, quote, she said that her brother would be taken care of for life, but she wished she could get an apartment now because she doesn't like the people she lived with, so why can't she get the life insurance right this minute? This is bullshit that they're making me wait till, they finish the murder investigation. Till they're in the fucking ground at least. So, yeah, it's very, very strange. She tells her aunt and uncle that she had a dream. This is a weird dream, and why would you say this? She says, quote, this is what the uncle says, she was walking into our home, but when she got inside, she was in her home in Bellevue. This is in the dream. She said she could see her mom, but she couldn't see her face, like it was digitally blocked out. She said her dad was also there, but his chest was blocked out. She said she wanted to hug him, but she couldn't because she didn't want to hurt him, and he said to her, you can't hurt me now. And that's the dream she shares with her uncle, which sounds weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you'd share that with anybody. She goes to the funeral, and this picture comes up a lot. Her at the funeral. That's her arriving to the funeral, looking
Party
pretty,
time.
looking like she's looking for apartment hunting here.
Yeah.
Not terrific here.
Meanwhile, she brought a bouquet of baby's breath. You cheap bitch.
Yeah. They give out a rose usually.
That shit is like $7.99. What the fuck?
asshole.
These are your parents.
The whole town, basically 700 people, come on September 11, 2003 to have a memorial for them. It's a 675-seat auditorium. There's people sitting in the aisles. It overflowed. The whole town loves these people here. After all of this, Matt returns to his classes at the University of Idaho. Sarah's living with the uncle. She goes back to school, to a different school, so she's not so much, have so much attention. The next day, September 12th, Bruno is deported back to Mexico. He's not happy about that. DNA is in for the rest of this, and I'll let the Felming, the police officer, say this. He said, quote, when the state lab came back and they said we have Sarah's DNA in the glove, we said, there it is, we got her. So Sarah's DNA is in the glove in the thing. She's inside the glove that was used for the shooting. She's fucked, basically. Yeah. Also, on the pink robe covered in bloodstains, they found paint chips, from your shirt, that matched the shirt that she was wearing the morning of the shooting.
Oh, no.
So that rubbed off on the inside of the bathrobe.
Hello Kitty fucked her.
Yeah, big time.
All right.
So they ended up, they tried to get her to confess. They sat her down and said, you have your DNA evidence, you're fucked, and she wouldn't budge. She's a gangster, this kid. She would not budge at all. They wouldn't, so they said, okay, well, we arrest you for 2 counts of first-degree murder, so we got that going for you. This was a big deal, obviously. It's a 16-year-old girl who they are charging with killing her parents. It's pretty crazy here. So crazy that Nancy Grace can't shut the fuck up about it. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, I know.
The worst person on earth.
Since I had to show her, I then found the second greatest picture besides the guy with chopping the ice on the internet, and it's this. That's amazing. Somebody defiled her headshot, and it's fucking great. Whoever did that is a fucking god. I've never been so happy. Is when I found that.
Headshot.
Just defaced her headshot. You know that was hanging in the office.
Amazing.
But she actually had a good, because the defense's whole thing is, why was there blood on, because they're on the robe, there's blood on the back of the robe. It's all over the back, but not on the front.
Yeah.
So the defense's whole thing is, how can she have shot her backwards? Maybe, she was running away or something like that. So they're trying to say that. But Nancy Grace ends up coming up with the theory that the prosecution ends up using in court, actually.
Okay.
This asshole does that. Yeah. She ends up saying, well, what if she wore it in backwards as a shield for the blood so it wouldn't get all over her clothes?
Nancy Grace, you're not so goddamn smart. I've been drinking for 2 hours, and I figure that shit out right now.
That's amazing. So so that's the whole thing. They do that. That's what they're going to go with. At this point, they have to tell her grandpa also. They tell her grandpa, by the way, your granddaughter shot your daughter, which is fucking horrible. He didn't get it. He said, quote, they wouldn't talk to him. He said, I finally just asked them. I said, Walt, that's the police officer, who pulled the trigger? Was it Bruno? And the guy said, no. I said, then who? And he said, Sarah. And then he looked like that. Not happy at all. Not thrilled.
Not my Sarah.
So she's arrested October 29th, 2003.
Eesh.
There's her mugshot. All right, there. She is 16 years old and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. She is pretty fucked here, I would say. The prosecution does not pursue the death penalty for her. That's nice. Because killing 16-year-old girls is really
it's a little tough.
That's a tough one when you're running for re-election. You're like, I will kill your teenage daughter. That's rough.
Did she fuck a brown guy? I'll kill her. I swear to God.
I saw that pregnancy test. She's going to reproduce and everything. He said he's elected not to pursue the imposition of the highest penalty for these murders. Justice can be served with the punishment other than death. She is rich and white. Did we mention that? So, and a girl.
She's got a guest house.
Yes, so you know how that goes. They said the publicity could affect her fair trial, obviously, so they get the trial moved, which makes sense. I mean, this is in a 2,000-person town where everybody knows the father.
Right.
She can't get a fair trial. No. And that's fine, because you don't want her to win on appeal and get off on this shit, so that's good. They say that they think it was revenge, obviously, when they give their theory for everything. The aunt and uncle said that they were... basically, the aunt and uncle were horrified because they thought from the third day she moved in with them that she did it. They were like, we thought so immediately based on her actions, and they were going behind her back, like anything she say, they'd like call the police and be like, all right, she said this now. Does this fit into anything she said? Like literally, that's what they did. They were like hairs would fall out. She's like, that's DNA. They put it in her pocket. Like, that's literally what's happening here.
Detective Mills, we've got a discarded cigarette butt. Can you please come by?
There's teams swarming in. Like, that's what they've done, man. It's fucked up, man.
We have a hairbrush. We have a toothbrush and a cigarette butt. Please get by here with a Ziploc baggie. And can you bring that black guy with that weed in his ball bag?
Yeah, bring him, please. So her first court appearance, there's her later on, pulling in for a court appearance later on. She is, like I said, 16 years old. She's indicted. They describe her as upset, angry, and defiant in court. Yeah. She's not cooperative at all. Everybody says she didn't say much. The whole deal. Now, Santos here, he is called they bring him back to America to be a witness against her.
Bruno.
Bruno wow. Santos. They bring him back. They said, quote, he's definitely considered a material witness, and he testified to the grand jury. There's him in court.
Oh, Jesus.
He's also under, we'll talk about him.
Whoops-a-daisy.
We'll talk about that later.
Why did I fuck that white
You'll
girl?
see.
That's what he...
That's why I never talk to anybody. You'll end up a material witness in court. Yeah. I know 3 people. I will not keep any of that. Any extra person I know is just another person who have to be a material witness in a murder trial. So her friend Megan testifies, and that's Megan right here.
Of course
it's like, what a bitch, I'll tell you right now. Sarah is terrible. Awful. Stole my boyfriend last year. I said, fuck you, bitch. So...
First things first, I blew Bruno first, and this bitch got a new haircut, and then Bruno liked her.
They said, is Sarah known for being sweet and nice? And she said, yes. And they said, is she also known to stretch the truth? And she said, yes. And Sarah was pissed, obviously. There. Not fucking happy at all. Super pissed at that. So the uncle, aunt, and uncle testified. They like the whole thing. They testified that they were helping the prosecution from the start and gathering evidence, basically. Matt testifies against her. Also, Spiegel says that he was out of town. He left the rifle. Right. That whole deal. Matt testifies against her, showing off the kitchen, showing off the whole house. That has to be hard for this poor fucking guy. His parents are dead. His sister's in prison, and now they're like, let's put your sister in prison more. Right. But on the other hand, if she's in prison, who gets all the life insurance? It's Matt.
So this is how the house layout is. You
can see in this general vicinity.
I like Winnebagos, and I'd really like to have a timeshare in Canada.
Also, her cellmate, Melinda Gonzalez. She said, I would ask her questions over and over again. One time she was like, when I killed, then she stopped herself and was like, when the killers. So the prosecutor asked, what did she say to that? And she said, she just looked at me and I was like, don't worry, I'm not going to rat on you. And I didn't think I would. And then she's like, but I am now, motherfucker.
Don't worry. I won't rat on you, but here I am, y'all.
5 years off my sentence, everybody.
I was just kidding.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, God.
God, women are mean.
Yeah, they are. Mean as fuck. So everybody, she has friends that testify. More cellmates testify, saying that she talked about how she loved her dad, but she was pissed at her brother because he's going to get all the money and all that sort of shit. They said she was a daddy's girl, blah, blah, blah. The whole deal, she said afterwards she bitched to somebody about her brother, and she says they said about this, she pretty much despised him because after the murders, he spent the insurance claims on a Chevy Suburban and a house and getting married while she was in jail. That's what happens when you don't murder people.
Right.
You're allowed to fucking get married and buy a house if you want. You're allowed to if you get $600,000. They said she talked a lot about the insurance money and also she's got a new guardian now. She got away from her aunt and uncle. She's got a new guardian named Pat. She wants to take Pat on a cruise to Mexico. Okay, I don't know. Pat, yeah, like it's Pat, I suppose. I'm not sure. So
because that's where Bruno's gonna be in a minute,
cruising down. They're gonna meet him on the shore. Right. So they also said that she was upset in prison. The cellmate said she was upset because a couple times she went to watch TV and she wasn't on court TV and she was pissed. She said, "quote It should be on TV." That she was mad. She's like. She was also pissed off she couldn't wear her regular clothes because she had to wear the prison oranges, and she didn't like that. That whole deal. The defense case is basically, please, I don't know. She's a girl. Look at her. She didn't do it. The guy's Mexican. Have you talked to him? Have you seen him? Like, that's basically what they did.
Do you see how white she is?
Look at how white. She's got a guest house. She says that they bring out her guardian who says, they present all the evidence and they said, "You still think she's innocent?" And she said, "Yes." They said, "Do you think you're biased?" She said, "Yes." And they were like, okay, well, that's pretty much fucking useless there. The physical evidence, they said the defense's whole case was no blood, no guilt. There was no blood on her clothes, so no guilt. There's blood on the bathrobe. They had to explain that. By the way, this is a professional forensic scientist in court, okay? I just want to tell you this. It's not Elmer Fudd creeping around for wabbits, all right? This is a guy trying to prove the theory of the case. That's a man... He's got like 4 PhDs, this fucking guy. He's very quiet.
I'm hunting wabbits.
Fucking insanity.
The shit is pink. How did somebody not shout, "You'll shoot your eye out"?
Yeah. Look at this. It's his bunny costume. Holy fuck. Should be a tail on that fucking thing.
Unbelievable.
This goddamn fucking guy. Wow. I'm hunting mountain lions named Dagwood. So the closing arguments, the prosecutor says, piece by piece, the evidence has shown the face of the real killer, and that face is Sarah Johnson, and she's pissed. That's literally her during the closing arguments. They made note of how much she kept making faces and like fucking mumbling under her breath. Yeah. She was like Bill Cosby when he got convicted. Same type of thing. We all read that. She didn't call anybody an asshole, though. She has more And by the way, fuck that motherfucker for being clean and bitching about dirty comedians the whole time. The second you get caught for raping people, you say asshole. Fuck you. You pudding-eating cunt. Fuck you. Yeah, that's right.
First time he swears on public record is when he's defending himself for putting his penis in an unconscious woman's asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Bill.
Fuck you.
Well done, James. Well fucking done.
The defense is the defense's closing argument. At the end of it, he says, quote, "Make them go out and find the real killer, please." That's what he says, so he's full of shit. Yeah. She's convicted, obviously. It doesn't take long. It's like pretty much immediately she's convicted. The prosecutor's like, obviously, and the defense is, they're still saying, I think she's innocent. I don't know. We think she's innocent. Like, we're gonna stick with that. July 1st, 2005 is sentencing. Now, in the sentencing here, first they had a psychiatrist evaluate her. He said, quote, "I did not find anything in the data I collected that there would be anything indicating she would be prone to violence." This is the defense The defense got a psychiatrist to say, "We should let her out soon. She's fine. She's totally fine. Nothing that she would be prone to violence. If allowed back out on the street, I doubt of any repeat incident." Sure. Like, so... Him too. Fuck it. Why not? What the hell?
He will not be repeating, I don't think.
No, he's done now. So, no, he's going down. So, Jesus Christ. That's amazing.
God damn it, I love Tennessee.
That is her. That is her. That's her praying for her verdict, by the way.
Right.
That is her not happy about the verdict. That's her even more unhappy about the verdict. The Blaine County Sheriff said, "There's no winners here." I think there is. Not her. Whoever's not her is the winner. Yes, they said she tried to... everybody says who knows her said they tried to discuss it. She'll still deny it. The whole deal, she keeps denying it. The prosecutors sought a life sentence on this whole deal, and we'll find out what ends up happening here. In sentencing, finally, let's find out. The judge, they beg for her life. They say that the evidence indicates that she's not seeking rehabilitation. She's just trying to get out of it. It's all about Sarah. It's all about Sarah now, is what the judge says, and says, "You, young lady, may fuck off." Take a hike. 2 consecutive life sentences.
Oh my God.
Plus 10 years.
Oh my God.
No parole.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Surprise. Damn. Fuck. Don't be killing people in Idaho, number 1.
Holy shit.
Also, $10,000 worth of fines, which is amazing.
Well. Yeah.
5,000 of which she owes to her brother in restitution for killing his parents. So take that with the life insurance. He's like, "That's good. My Suburban can use some new rims. I like that. Perfect. Perfect."
Put some intake and exhaust on this thing for me, please.
Shit. June 2008, the judges, there's an Idaho Supreme Court. They uphold the jury verdict that she murdered her parents. 2010, through some legal loophole, she gets a new trial out of this fucking thing. There she is in her new trial. Time has not been good to her. There's her at her whole defense table. Don't worry, same result. She's still fucked. 2 life sentences. She's done. Didn't take him long. July 20th, 2011, Bruno Santos is sentenced to 10 years in prison for delivery of cocaine in 2010.
Holy shit.
He sold it to an undercover officer, him and his 27-year-old cousin.
He's telling me her parents were right?
Oh, they were right, yeah. He's sentenced to 10 years while he's already serving 14 years for 2009 drug deals.
Holy shit.
For selling half a pound of methamphetamine to an undercover officer.
My Christ.
So, yeah, not bad. He's serving his terms concurrently, though, with some credit for time served. They're trying to also get him deported when he's out of prison, obviously. So she's in prison. That's her kind of offender thing there. She's got her 2 counts. So that's Pocatello State Prison. That's where she is now. Here's her yearbook picture from jail, literally. That's it. So that's her doing fine. Diane and Alan, on the other hand, are in Bellevue Cemetery. A little sadder there. In 2014, the Innocence Project, which usually does a lot of good shit too, with like Adnan and all that shit, they decided to take on her case. Fucking unreal. Based on the fingerprints that are unidentified on the gun.
Yeah.
So what they ended up doing is the police were like, all right, we got to figure this shit out because she definitely fucking
Whose
did
fingerprints
this.
are they?
They found out that the fingerprints came from the guy who helped Mel Spiegel move into the guest house 2 years ago. Literally the guy who helped him move all his shit in, carried it in, put it down.
Irrelevant.
Mel hadn't picked it up.
Fuck
She used
you.
glove. Fuck you.
Stay in prison.
Yep. They talked to him. Eat dicks on that one. They also ruled that she is not entitled to have any new DNA testing because it's DNA and it was fine.
Right.
So they said we have everything, no new samples there. It goes all the way to the Supreme Court in 2017. This was September of 2017, very recently. They said that they grant a. Okay, it's interesting here. They grant a petition and then they granted the first petition and then afterwards they said never mind and then took it away. So it's fine. What they said, it's hard to explain. It's a bunch of legal shit. We'd be here till fucking midnight. So never mind. Seriously, I can't get into it with you guys right now. The whole thing is fucked basically. And the point that they're trying to say that the sentence is too long. To sentence someone who committed a crime when they're under 18 to life sentences without parole is not okay because there was Supreme Court guidelines that were established after she was convicted. Yeah. So they're trying to backtrack it on her. Okay. And in this earlier fucking thing, this is the excuse for that. They called this Jesus Christ.
She is so white. Sorry, go on.
They were trying to determine in each individual case if the person's crime reflected the transient immaturity of youth. It's a brutal rifle killing of your fucking parents, you spoiled asshole bitch. Since you were born, they've taken care of you fucking asshole. That's not the transient fucking immaturity of youth. No, this reflects the transient immaturity of youth. That does. That's the transient immaturity of youth. That's the fucking transient immaturity of youth. That's the transient immaturity of youth. That's a killer. No, that's an adult murderer. Yeah. Him too. He's a murderer also. That's Bellevue, Idaho. Yeah. That's the Jansen family murder. Thank you guys so fucking much for coming out and seeing us. Thank you, Nashville. Thank you to everybody that came out this whole fucking tour. Seriously, we love you. Get over here, fucker. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, guys.
You guys. Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.